सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। ओम निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रव संयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणाचार्येभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री नारद महर्षि वेदव्यास सद्गुरवे शुकब्रह्मर्षि सूत महामुने नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। Let us chant from 32. अग्नौ गुरावात्मनि च सर्वभूतेषु मां परम् अपृथग्धीरुपासीत ब्रह्मवर्चस्व्यकल्मषः स्त्रीणां निरीक्षणस्पर्श सल्लापक्ष्वेडनादिकं प्राणिनो मिथुनीभूतान् अगृहस्थोऽग्रतस्त्यजेत शौचमाचनम् आचमनं स्नानं सन्ध्योपासनमार्जवम् तीर्थसेवा जपो अस्पृश्य अभक्ष्या सम्भाष्यवर्जनं सर्वाश्रमप्रयुक्तोऽयं नियमः कुलनन्दन मद्भावः सर्वभूतेषु मनोवाक्काय संयमः एवं बृहद्व्रतधरः ब्राह्मणोऽग्निरिवज्ज्वलन् मद्भक्तः तीव्रतपसा दग्धकर्माशयोमलः अथानन्तरमावेक्ष्यन् यथा जिज्ञासितागमः गुरवे दक्षिणां दत्त्वा स्नायाद् गुरुवनुमोदितः गृहं वनं वोपविशेत् प्रव्रजेद्वा द्विजोत्तमः आश्रमादाश्रमं गच्छेत् नान्यथा मत्परश्चरेद गृहार्थी सदृशीं भार्याम् उद्वहेदजुगुप्सितां यमीयसीं त्वयसां तासवर्णानुक्रमात् विद्याध्ययनदानानि सर्वेषां च द्विजन्मनां प्रतिग्रहोऽध्यापनं च ब्राह्मणस्यैव याजनं प्रतिग्रहं मन्यमानः तपस्तेजो यशोनुदम् अन्याभ्याम् एव जीवेत शिलैर्वा दोषदृक्तयोः ब्राह्मणस्य हि देहोऽयं क्षुद्रकामाय नेष्यते कृच्छ्राय तपसे चेह प्रेत्यानन्तसुखाय च शिलोञ्छवृत्त्या परितुष्टचित्तः धर्मं महान्तं विरजं जुषाणः वैयर्पितात्मा गृह एव तिष्ठन् नासि प्रसक्तः समुपैति शान्तिं समुद्धरन्ति ये विप्रं सीदन्तं मत्परायणं तानुद्धरिष्ये न चिरात् आपद्यो नौरिवार्णवाद सर्वाः समुद्धरेत राजा पितेव व्यसनात् प्रजाः आत्मानमात्मना धीरः यथा गजपतिर्गजान एवं विधो नरपतिः विमानेनार्कवर्चसा विधूयेहा शुभं कृत्स्नम् इन्द्रेण सह मोदते सीदन् विप्रो वणिवृत्त्या पण्यैरेवापदं तरेत् खड्गेन वा पदाक्रान्तः नश्ववृत्त्या कथञ्चन वैश्यवृत्त्या तु राजन्यः जीवेन्मृगया वदे चरेद्वा विप्ररूपेण नश्ववृत्त्या कथञ्चन शूद्रवृत्तिं भजेद्वैश्यः शूद्रः कारुकटक्रियां कृच्छ्रान्मुक्तो न गर्ह्येण वृत्तिं लिप्सेत कर्मणा वेदाध्यायः सुधा स्वाहा बल्यन्नाद्यैर्यथोदयं देवर्षिपितृभूतानि मद्रूपाण्यन्वहं यजेत यदृच्छयोपपन्नेन शुक्लेनोपार्जितेन वा धनेना पीडयन् भृत्यान् न्यायेनैवा हरेत् क्रतोन कुटुम्बेषु न सज्जेत न प्रमाद्येत् कुटुम्ब्यपि विपश्चित् नश्वरं पश्येत् अदृष्टमपि दृष्टवत पुत्रदाराप्तबन्धूनां सङ्गमः पान्थसङ्गमः अनुदेहं वियन्त्येते स्वप्नो निद्रानुगो यथा इत्थं परिमृशन्मुक्तः गृहेष्वतिथिवत् वसन् न गृहैरनुबध्येत निर्ममो निरहङ्कृतः कर्मभिर्गृहमेधीयैः इष्ट्वा मामेव भक्तिमान् तिष्ठेद्वनं वोपविशेतु प्रजावान् वा परिव्रजेत यस्वासक्तमतिर्गेहे पुत्रवित्तेषणातुरः स्त्रैणः कृपणधीर्मूढः ममाहमिति बध्यते अहो मे पितरौ वृद्धौ भार्या बालात्मजात्मजाः अनाथा माम् अरुते दीनाः कथं जीवन्ति दुःखिताः एवं गृहाशया क्षिप्त हृदयो मूढधीरयम् अतृप्तस्ताननुध्यायन् मृतोऽन्धं विशते तमः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादश स्कन्धे सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री सुखदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चत कर्हिचित्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् ॐ श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। हरि ओम्। Having saluted all the gurus, rishis, munis, so many salutations, so many prayers, along with our own conscious, deliberate understandings and actions are required for us to get molded quickly towards the spirituality. It is possible. Thing is, we have to make it possible. Nothing is possible without committed efforts. Everything is possible with committed efforts. For that, a knowledge and a conviction should come to us. So we are in the satsangas, in study of shastras, to gain those knowledges and convictions. Now here, Bhagavan Krishna through Uddhava was teaching on the Varna Ashrama Dharma, so that we are victorious outside. Our contribution to the world is wonderful, and we are happy that we have done our duties outside. Our minds are quiet and purified. Even then, even after that, we are becoming qualified for the higher evolution. The opportunities obviously will come when we this way purify ourselves by strictly sticking to the Varna and Ashrama Dharma, and they are eternal. Little changes may be there depending on the timings, whatever they have changed, but otherwise, most of the things can be accepted and practiced as they are. Now, coming to this mantra 32, we are almost seeing the Brahmacharya ashrama, gunasu, lakshanasu, dharmas. So after gaining this sufficient knowledge, he can go and live, or if he wants to extend his study, then offering himself to the Guru and Adhyanam, stay back in the ashrama, continuing all those rules, regulations. That's what the thing. Yadi asau chandasaham lokamarokshan brahmavishtabam gurave vinyaset deham swadhyayartham bruhat vrataha. Taking that lifelong brahmacharya vrata, offering himself to the Guru and Swadhyaya, stay back. While doing so, Agnau Gurau Atmanicha Sarvabhuteshu. Agnau in the Agni, Gurau in the Guru, Atmani in himself, Sarvabhuteshu in all the beings, Mam Param, me only there as Supreme Self, me Supreme Self alone is there in all those forms. In this way, Aprutagdhi Upasita. Externally, we may have to have the Vyavaharika differences, but in the Dhi, in all those forms, the Paramatma alone is there. In that way, keep on doing the Upasana in your mind. Brahmavarchasvi, already you have chanted or studied Vedas, that Brahmavarchas is already coming to you. Then while doing this practice of in and through all, Bhagavan alone is there. Whatever the kalmasha is there in our drushti, seeing the world as other than God, thus creating all ragadvesha, etc., they go away. Therefore, one becomes akalmasha, impurity-less, pure hearted in himself. So, aprutagdhi upasita, underline this point. Whatever shastra we study, but still till we start practicing in ourselves, around, everywhere, the presence of Lord, that everywhere He alone is there, the inner makeup won't change. One has to take up this sadhana as early as possible, that in and through all forms, who is dancing is He only. Whichever the name you give, you call it Omkara, you call it Krishna, Rama, Narayana, Atma, Paramatma, Parabrahma. Somehow that one common principle we should start seeing everywhere and respect and revere that principle. Aprutagdhihi upasita. Then only three things will happen. All negativities, the chances for negative emotions go away. Second is one, in and through all of them we are able to see only Bhagavan. Third, we respect Bhagavan. Therefore, our attitude is always of respect, reverence, devotion. Wherever the respectful, reverential devotion is there, that individual's intellect never falls down to the lower level of animals or criminals or bhogata. The lack of respect, reverence alone pulls our mind to lower level of quarrels or attachments, etc. So it's a very good advantage if we practice the presence of Lord everywhere. And it is a fact. It's a proven fact. By the Vedantic Vicharana, by the Bhakti Sadhana, in both ways, Bhakti Avagahana, given in Shastras, it is fact that behind the scene names and forms, behind the scene all the Jati, Dravya, Guna, Adi, what is there is one Paramatma only. Till this doesn't come to us, on some or the other pretext, we divide people, we divide the things, and in the differentiated mode, we only create the troubling bhavanas, emotions in us. Thus, never we come out of the clutches of the mind. Such person who is in the clutch of the mind feels always suffocated in his own self because of variety of emotions born, that you are not seeing Lord but seeing something other, and that you are labeling with some relativity, with some the attributes or some achievements, etc. Then you feel all the jealousies. Therefore, Agnau Guravatmanicha Sarvabhuteshu cha Mam Param Aprutagdihi Upasita Brahmavarchasvi Akalvashaha. So, if we start this sadhana by the age of 30, by the age of 45, 50 max, our mind should be soaked in clear practice that every form, every name is He only. Outside, the same Lord, though in these so many forms, acting differently, but I caught the essence, He alone is playing. How to do that? Bhutadarshanat. You are studying a morning Upanishad class, they have understood it. Anything you trace back to its cause, inevitably you will end up in Bhagavan only. Entire world comes from Prakriti. Prakriti or Maya is belonging to God. It is never independent of Him. Therefore, everything is Bhagavan only. No small, no big. In all small, big form, He alone. अणुः बृहत् कृशः स्थूलः गुणभृत् निर्गुणः महान्. Everything is he only. Yeah. Now that person who is wanting to study Sukshma Shastras, Vedantas, logics, examples, and deeply delve in meditation to protect his own mind from falling down, what is told to him as rule is Strinam Nirikshana Sparsha Sallapa Kshedanadikam Tyajetu. So all the kama vikara creating contact with the stri, if he is a purusha if she is a stri, should be given up. And it is for agruhastaha, other than grahastha, for all the other three. Brahmacharya, vanaprastha, sannyasi. Then pranena mithini bhutanapi tyajet agrataha. Even the pranis in the mithuna, all that give up. Then comes, we saw this slokam, Shaucham, Achamanam, Snanam, Sandhyopasanam, Arjavam, Tirthacheva, Japaha, Asprushya, Abhaksha, Sambhashya Varjanam, Sarvashrama Prayiktoyam, Niyamaha, Kulanandana, Madbhavaha Sarvabhuteshu, Manovakaya Samyamaha. So in these 34 and 35 slokam, it is said, for all the brahmacharis of for all the ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vajrayana, Sannyasa, for all of them, these are the common rules. What is Shaucham? The Bahya Abhyantara Shuchi is common for all the ashrama. Nobody is given a chance to justify Ashuchi, maintaining the absolute purity. Never allow the impure thoughts, never allow impure words, never allow impure actions to express, and also don't allow the things around, surroundings around are impurely left. Shaucham. Second, achamanam. Achamanam includes daily sandhya upasana, whatever is allowed to you, as well as upasanas, whatever we do. For that, we have to start with achamanam only. That is also must. Then asnanam. For a human being, the body of the human is the most dirtiest in the all bodies of all beings. Ours is the one. Therefore, minimum twice a day snana one should do. If the facilities are not there, at least once a day. Never ever a day should begin without bath. First to get up, take bath, do your upasa anusthana, then plunge into whatever activity. If you feel tired and sweaty, take another bath. बट सुबह सुबह स्नान से उस संध्या समय ब्रह्म मुहूर्त समय इत्यादि यूज फॉर सम दैवी उपासना ऑलवेज गुड फॉर ऑल एंड दिस शुड नॉट रिमेन एज थियरी कीप डूइंग एज एंड व्हेन पॉसिबल if not possible every day at least do 7 days per week minimum you can do it then you will enjoy it snanam then sandhya upasanam the Sayan Sandhya, morning Sandhya, Prata Sandhya are there. Upasanam, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Because this is the only thing which keeps his intellect tuned with the Lord through those prayers. Then the intellects are always sharp in taking correct decision and action for all the three Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. They never fall or falter. Buddhi should be always kept intact. Buddhi is kept intact through study of Shastra, listening to satsang, as well as doing upasana to the buddhi giving Bhagavan Surya through Sandhya Vandanadi. These are all kartavya for all the ashramas. Clear? Then he says Tirtha Seva Arjavam. The Rujuta, we need not be crooked or non straightforward for any small little gains. Then it becomes a very bad habit. This word Rujuta, the straightforwardness, straightforwardly cannot be explained, but one can feel it. कोई भी छुपा छुपी नहीं, कोई भी ऐसा क्या कहते हैं उसको, गोइंग इन ए क्रॉस मैनर, इन द रॉन्ग मैनर, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, नो crooked about anything. In that crookedness, non-straightforwardness, lot of lies we speak, and to just cover one jhota, another one, then it becomes a habit. Then what happens? Nobody will trust us. Thereafter, झूठ बोलने वाला कोई भरोसा नहीं रखेगा. Straightforward. How many of our bad qualities we have? If we are straightforward, we are forgiven. We are sometimes loved. So arjavatvam hona chahiye. Rujutva. No cruel, no crooked. In that arjavata, what is important is the integration between deha, indriya, mano, buddhi. In that crookedness, buddhi has something in the feeling in itself, but the mind feels something else, and Vani speaks something else. Manasanyat, vachasanyat, tiraya anyat. It is a crookedness. Manasi ekam, vachasi ekam, karmana ekam. It is straightforwardness. That is very essential. It's a big pain to us, and we inculcate this pain in others because of not being straightforward. If you love someone, say I love. If not, you tell. Clear. Don't cheat. Anyway, this one. Next one is what? Tirtha Seva. Nowadays, because Corona, Omicron, we might have reduced it, but once all the things are settled, at least whoever they may be, even Grahasthas, at least 6 months may ek baar. 15 दिन, they have to go to Tirtha Seva, stay there. Even we are in various businesses and all that, you have all the earned leaves, casual leaves, whatever they are there. If not so many days, at least 3 or 4 days, go to Tirtha Kshetra, bask in that grace of the Lord, and also you will see thousands of people like us who are also great devotees. Seeing them, we get inspiration. Seeing them, we get humbled also that we are not the only sadhakas or bhaktas. So many are there. The pilgrimage should be a very important part of our life. And that don't postpone it to beyond 75, 70, where along with you, the other people who go with you also suffer. By the age of 60, maximum 65, you have to finish all your tirtha yatra, whatever you feel like going. उसके बाद your maximum तीर्थ सेवा is going to the bedroom, bathroom, kitchen और गली में जो छोटा मंदिर है वहां तक ही जा सकते. Health may not permit, no? So how you plan yourself? I in my life am so happy. I've done all my tirtha kshetra. No place not visited. Everything, all the yatras. Maybe one or two, three, but seeing all so many places, so satisfied. The North India, South India, Central India, East India, West India, not all the East India, West India, India सारे जो ही जगह में जो मंदिर है सबका आनंदम. If I close eyes, I can visit all those places. I can go to in a moment's time to Tapovanam. I can reach how I climbed all that glaciers all alone, went up above, taking the name of Gurudev and Tapovan Maharaj. How they protected from slipping into Gomukha. All I can remember. What a beautiful it was. Then I can remember all those Gomukha 4 times, Gangotri 20, 30. Everything is remembered. The trupti is there now. How many times Vaishno Devi Jai Mata Di? Kedarnath, how many times? Tungnath, Madmaheshwar, Rudranath, all done. Badri, kar dena hai pura. And go to Dakshina Bharat, all Tamil Nadu temples. In a moment's notice, I can go to the Rameshwaram, I can go to Kanyakumari. Kerala jao, Anantapad Manao, Ella way, all temple you can. Karnataka you visit, what a beautiful places. Andhra, Telangana, koi bhi mandir. Maharashtra, so many. Mahalakshmi Mata every day calls. Is it not? Go this side, the Ujjaini, Mahakali, and all of them. Oh, Sri Sailam, our wonderful place here, Andhra. All 12 Jyotirlingas. Oh, Bhagavan Nrsimha temple. And the most sweetest of our Dwarakadishwar view, Somnath Maharaj. Mathura ji, Vrindavan ji, Haridwar ji, Rishikesh ji, and ji, Uttarakashi ji. What beautiful they are. India is so rich in all these things. Go. Tirtha Seva, I am telling, in 10 minutes I took to all places, took you. and our Tirupati Venkateshwara Bhagavan. Aha. Everything is fantastic in India. Eh? I have not mentioned some of places where you own them, don't feel bad. Mother Kanakadurga Vijayawada, feeling so bad that Krishna name is being changed. How can you change the name of Lord Krishna and Vijayawada, Vijay Kanakadurga name? Giving name to some politician's name. And nobody in Vijayawada are bothered. Other places, although they are doing agitation, don't change the name of our district. No, these people, kuch bhi ho jaye. We get our food, we get our money, we are selfish. What a beautiful name, Vijayawada, eternally coming that name. Mother Vijaya Durga. Krishna river? Oh, Krishna Mother. Tirtha Seva includes. So to all these Prayagas. तो काशी विश्वनाथ नहीं लेगा मैं आपको. Prime Minister will feel bad. It is his constituency. Kashi, Prayag. Then here, Mathura, Vrindavanam that we mentioned. Tirtha Seva include all, right from Gomukh to Ganga Sagar there, and wherever the Prayagas are there. Narmada River, Brahmaputra River, Pushkaras, we were there for Brahmaputra, Pushkara. Narmada, that Amarkantak, so many times we went there. Godavari, the Triambakeshwar. Anandam. Please do Tirtha Seva. It's a great fulfillment in life. Then comes Japaha. Oh, Bhagavan has mentioned Japaha. Just before Brahma Jnanam or Brahmanubhuti, you drop a Japa. Till that time, they should know Devi without doing your regular Japa. Your Ishtadeva, one Pauranika mantra, one Vedic mantra, Pranava mantra, Hrinkara mantra, Matarani mantra, whichever mantra you like, keep doing japa. That alone protects. I too am experiencing that. Every day, half an hour to 45 minutes, we should spend in the doing of our japa. Yajnanam japa yajnosmi. We conducted one of our ABCD class on that. So japaha. Through japa, when the japa trained mind purified, made single pointed, empowered through japa, is a very powerful mind, useful for our higher study of Shastra, deeper contemplation. We are only listening Shastra, but contemplation leading to conviction of understanding is getting into us. Therefore, we are continuing to live as samsari only, in spite of listening to all Shastra. The deep feeling in us that, let me go into that seclusion, spend time hours together in deep meditation, to go near to the real self, those feelings, those desires. Okay? Come japa, wonderful sadhana. Subha, Dopahar, Sham, Badhiya sa. Japa. Vaikari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, 3 levels of japa. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sri Lakshmi Narasimhaya Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Namaha. Om Shri Matre Namaha. Om Shri Lalitambigaye Namaha. Om Ganganavataye Namaha. Om Subramanya Swamine Namaha. Om Shri Sitaramabhyan Namaha. Ini mantra. Om Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Adityadinagraha Devatabhyo Namaha. In japa, Guru mantra should be there. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Or your own Guru is name. Guru mantra in japa is very, very essential. And in japa, we must have your own Ishta Devata mantra. Whichever you have. Om Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Also a mantra suggested by your Guru. Because he knows what we are at stage, and to evolve what mantra and what Adhisthana Devata that mantra, which Devata blesses or blessings are required, and how to invoke that devata, that mantra he gives, you can do that also. Okay? All are things. The mind should be concentrated on Paramatma. That is the goal. Only one mantra you can hold on, that also makes you. You do 100 mantra, that also allowed. If you are able to maintain the mind without getting distraction. In all those forms, names, one God alone. If that conviction is there for you, you can do mantra of all Devi Devatas. Some people seek one only. Go to that. Some people seek variety. So both options are there. There's no comparison between them, competition between them. There are some people, depending on the day, they do that japa. Monday, Om Namah Shivaya. Tuesday, Om Sri Hanumate Namaha. Wednesday, Om Ganganavadaye Namaha. Om Guru Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sri Matre Namaha. Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha. Om Sri Adityaya Namaha. So you can have it. Some people dedicate 1 year only for one devata upasana and all japa. So they will get that all blessings. Okay, and the japa also, depending on any dosha, we have to get the nivarana of. Dosha nivarana and anugraha prapti ke liye bhi jap hote hain. So consulting our elders, we have to do. Om, Om, Om. Those who seek the truth, the reality, for them pranama japa, dhyanam. Then be with the Guru, keep doing and inform to him. Then he will tell you to what stage you are, what is next. That's how when you take Guru into confidence, taking Guru into confidence is Guru should take you into confidence. For that, he should be convinced about our Guru Bhakti, our Sharanagati. Otherwise, Guru will say, I don't know, you go somewhere. Some seva you do, show her that grace, respect, that respect and that reverence, have it, that when it is seen, then Guru slowly reveals all that to us. There are some disciples, just by doing japa, they got Paramatma Anubhuti. All this. Every one of them did japa only. Dhruva, Prahlada, Valmiki, all of them. So japa we have seen. Next one is Asprushya, Abhakshya, Asambhashya, Varjanam. Varjanam is totally avoiding, giving up. Asprushya, those who should not be touched should give up touching it. There are many things should not be touched by the hands, even by the mind. Impurity. Then second is Abhaksha. There are some things should not be eaten. Abhaksha Bhakshana is Mahapapa. Depending on your own ashramas and all that, कुछ चीजें हैं अवॉइड करना है. अभक्ष्य. Bhaksha includes bhojya, chosya, lehya, drinkables, eatables and all. It may be tempting, but then you should avoid it. Third one is asambhashya. Asambhashya, that should not be a topic of talk or discussion. Mainly the topic which is not should not be a topic of talk is talking about a third person, especially the negativities. Good or positive are there, inspiring are there, then to get the inspiration you can talk. The third person should be only the God or the Gurus or great contributors. Anybody you talk about and you create purity, impurity in your mind, induce same in others' mind, then that is not healthy. Asambhashya. In that Asambhashya, you should not also talk. Don't allow others to talk, and some others are talking, don't listen also. Asprushya, dehadi become impurified. Abhaksha, the inner metal becomes impurified. Asambhashana, the speech and mind becomes impurified. If the wrong things are involved in, we have to be very careful about. Protect ourselves. As the other day we said, in today's world, the time is passing so fast. The 70, 80, 90 years what we live is like just a moment only. In that time, knowing what are your duty, dharma, finishing them, giving some love to people around us, then involving in our own spiritual evolution, we should keep on moving. Some of you may be given higher responsibility by the Lord because of your own desire, demand of earlier life and your qualification. You go into the world to serve in big, big posts or positions. It's not for everyone. There's some only. If you are in that category, you do. Else, feel lucky if you are not very, very VIP person in this world. VIP means very ignorant person, very innocent person, very immature person. You need not be VIP in this world. Simply do your sadhana. Any VIP cannot be liberated unless he also does sadhana and knows the Paramatma. VIP means we should be very introverted person. है ना? This way we have to be VIP. कोई फेमस करके क्या होना है ना? Which famous personalities we are regularly remembering? Which is a famous personality died within 6 months? Who is remembering them? The world is so fast कि किस महान व्यक्ति को याद करे जो मरा, क्योंकि हर दूसरे दिन कोई ना कोई मर रहा है. The politician, the singer, the dancer, कोई nobody remembers. सबको अपना जिंदगी है. Discover this secret. Everybody is living their own life of limited purview and they have no time for others. Therefore, don't seek to become popular in this world. And in that effort, don't miss your own inner evolution. Inner evolution is purity of mind, quietness of mind, subtlety of intellect, understanding the truth according to Shastras, and little bit of sadhana of Anvaya Vyatireka done to go near to that self. That's the inner evolution. Let us aim at that. Is it not? You have to be very selfish in the beginning. Then only you will be unselfish. Here the selfish mein S is capital letter. Selfish. And as it is said in Bhajagovindam and everywhere you have heard, once you cross 60, next generation comes up. They are the ones managers of the world and their life. Will only be decorated pieces. Sometime we are concerned about, we are asked about. Else nobody is interested. When you were children, did you remember so much about your grandparents? No. When you were parents younger, how much you were concerned about your parents? Once in a while only. You are busy in your career and all that. When our time comes, please remember, it is inevitable and it is in a way very good. I was asking you the other day, those great Mahatma Satsangis who were attracting lakhs of people 20 years back, nobody knows where are they. In every field, I am telling. उनका ही कोई खैर नहीं है. Nobody is concerned. Nobody. It cannot be. It's not possible. It's not practical. याद रख लेना इसको. तो don't feel that loneliness if nobody is talking. ये ऐसा ही होता है. ऐसे होना चाहिए. But we have still a beautiful goal to achieve of our own sadhana. So before world says enough you are in my life, we only should say enough you are in my life. I am going for my own sadhana. It's a gracious exit. Before the world only kicks us, we should get the understanding. What I said now is the understanding. If you have that understanding, satisfied. Like I am doing some Shastra Satsang, you 4, 5, 10 will sit. No, after some time I will not be able to talk and all. No, Swamiji, you don't bother. It is obvious. We should be prepared for that. So in short, Asprushya, Avaksha, Sambhashana, Varchanam. That should not be touched, should not be touched. That would not be eaten, should not be eaten. That we should not be spoken about or heard about, should not be. These are all Sarva Ashrama Prayuktaha Ayam Niyamaha. Hey Kula Nandana. Entire Yadukula is made happy by you, O my dear Uddhava. Therefore, these I am telling you. Sarva Ashrama Prayuktaha. Brahmacharya Grihastha Sannyas. कहते हैं मद्भावः सर्वभूतेषु. Another one is added to the above said thing. Madbhavaha sarva bhuteshu. We have already seen. In a person, his Vyaktitva is there. It may be very negative. Yet, that person negative, for expressing his negativity, Paramatma's presence is is required or not? Paramatma is there or not? Yeah. You look at that Paramatma, not to that negativity of person and the expression of the negativity. Even if that negativity comes to you, when it comes to you means is affecting you. In this way, we reject anything other than Paramatma in anybody who comes across us or we come across. Thus, train ourselves in seeing Paramatma only. So, Madbhavaha sarva bhuteshu. स्मॉल एंड से लेकर के कोई भी लोग है, सब में भगवान ही है. That vision of seeing the Lord in everything and being. There is nothing greater than that vision, diviner than that. Aha. Hey Bhagavan, please give this ability of seeing you in every being, everything. Give it this very moment only. Aha. Madbhava Sarvadesh. You ask mother, she will give this very soon. Mother gives this bhava very fast. Other gods also give, but unka demand zyada hai. They are little more busy. Not that mother is not busy, but she is kind. She takes time. Is it not? Mother, father both are busy, both are employed, but mother takes extra time to cook also. Father says, मैं busy हूँ. Wife says, मैं busy हूँ, but वो करती भी है. The mother. In the same way, our mother Jagan Mata, ask her, oh mother, give me ability to see you everywhere. Aha! Comes next one. Madbhakta, Madbhava Sarabhuteshu. Then this goes without saying this important sadhana of Manovakaya Samyamaha. Samyamanam, proper disciplining of the mind, conscious of the mind and its thoughts, whichever are required, that alone we are entertaining. This is actually the meditation. In meditation, only two things we have to do. One, become aware of the mind's running into various things, say that it is not required. Then what is required? If you are sitting for japa, do japa. If you are sitting for contemplation on the sloka, take that sloka in word by word meaning, total bhava, total antarartha, focus on that. That's meditation. So manas sanyama is this. So too when emotions come. Outer emotion creating situations or inside the emotion comes, required or not. If you know and express accordingly, that is manas sanyama. Sometimes you have to consciously bring out the compassion, the love, the sympathy. When the situation demands, bring out genuinely and express it. कभी कभी गुस्सा भी दिखाना पड़ता है, रिक्वायर्ड है. योर पेरेंट्स, चिल्ड्रन आर नॉट लिसनिंग, थोड़ा लातों का भूत बातों से नहीं मानता है तो. So too the situations very tempting you to become angry. Something wrong done by children or servants. थोड़ा manas samyama. By all the negative emotions, the mind, in the present moment also, there will be some loss, and slowly it becomes a habit, and we can never give it up later on. Then we go on getting suffering in life. मन के emotion अगर negative है तो. Yeah, then Vak Samyama, we have already spoken exhaustively. Kaya Samyama, the body should be used for the work, used for the exercises, keep it fit through yoga adi, use it again for the higher purposes. That's called Kaya Samyama. Kaya includes generally Indriya Samyama also. Manovakaya Samyama. In this way, these are all the niyama of all ashramas. So, generally keep it in mind. Now, coming back to the point. We are talking about the brahmachari state. Evam bruhat vrata dharaha. In this way, who was taken up the bruhat vrata, the vrata for a long time, to be in the brahmacharya ashrama only, and following all the niyama nishthas, That Brahmana, first we are talking about the Brahmacharya of the Brahmana Varna. Agni Ivajwalan. He will be like fiery in his stages. He will be there. Then add to it these two. Mad Bhaktaha Tivra Tapasa. He is also a devotee of me, truly, single pointedly. And all the tapasyas of japa or upavasa or vedocharana, whatever the variety of kayika, vachika, manasika, bauddhika, atmika tapasyas that are widely explained in our shastra, if he is doing them also, then dagdha karma ashayaha, all his karma ashayas, vasanas get burnt and he comes out amalaha without any mala or impurity. In one life only he can achieve that. If he really focuses and tries and does it, it is achievable. Right now, every one of us take that commitment. Within a couple of years max, our hridaya should be free from karma ashaya and we should feel that amalata in us. What is a sign of the amalata of the mana, of the antakarana ashaya? In the mind, at no period of the day or life, the other than Bhagavan thoughts are coming. That's called amalata. Dharma, vritti or alochana, then alochana about the values, bhakti and jnanam. यही आ रहे, बाकी कुछ भी नहीं. You have no importance at all given to them. On the other hand, you feel heavy also when such thoughts are given by somebody, the negative thoughts. That's called amalata. Is it not? Dagdha karmashe amalaha. Evam brahvratadharaha. Brahmanaha agnihi vajwalan. Madbhaktaha tivratapasa. So all dharmas are told so far. Two things added are madbhaktaha and tivratapasa. Madbhaktaha here, what is specifically meant is your total reliance should be only on the Lord. भक्त भगवान का ही भक्त, मुझे जो चाहिए मैं उनसे ही मांगता हूँ. वो जो भी दे रहे हैं जिनके द्वारा वही दे रहे हैं मुझे. Formally I thank everyone, but I know it is my Lord who has sent through this person. Mad Bhakta. And in bhakti, as we spoke that very low level, more than taking, it is always giving. Bhakti and love are same. Same bhakti for the lower human beings is love. Same love toward the Lord is called bhakti. Emotion remaining the same. It is for higher and greater. It is respect and reverence. If it is a God, it's devotion to the people of the world. That is prema, Allah. So in all the time in love, prema is giving only is there. Bhakti or prema and giving goes together. And highest level of bhakta gives his entire life for the Lord. Meaning, there is no his own life with his own personal ambitions. Like Hanumanji. Hanumanji has no his own personal life and ambitions. His life's mission is to do what Lord pleases with and helping the bhaktas to reach to God. और अपना कुछ नहीं उसमें. He's called Bhakta. Bhakta has no his own personal agenda, personal goals. Everywhere so, no? When the mother loves child, she has no personal agenda. Throughout the day, she will only take care of them. In fact, the ideal women of the house, always, no personal agenda they have. Very minimum, meager. उनका तो प्रेम परिवार से होता है. Throughout the day they struggle, they work tirelessly. Only Jagannatha in the form, that form, then only they can do. You ask the men to do things, they can't. Especially they have that ability of prema, with prema, continuously giving. If the men also are able to do that, in them, the Matramurti is there. If they are able to give through love through give, love expressed through giving. Give. So Mad Bhaktaha is giving. Then Tivra Tapasa. This Tivra Tapasya is withdrawal from the indulgences. Drying up all the vasanas by refusing to feed the senses and mind for whatever they are demanding and craving for, which is very tough. You know, you and I are so convenient, comfortable, luxurious spiritual people, and we justify it. हाँ, I worked hard, though I got everything, so relax स्वामी। मैंने कोई पाप नहीं किया, कोई झूठ नहीं बोला, धोखा नहीं दी, अपने काम से मैंने सब कमाया, इसलिए आराम ऐश कर रहा हूँ मैं। दिस itself is भयंकर रोग और संसार। Unknowingly, we are continuously in the world of sensuality and dehatadhatmya. Therefore, the one who has minimum meager things, he is forced to do tapasya because he has no things. But the one who has got everything, the one who gives them up, he is called here tapasya. Tapasya. Tivra tapasya. Giving up is tapasya. You afford everything, yet you give up, that is tapasya. Is it not? तीव्र तपस्या, द बॉडी डिमांड्स कंफर्ट। बताना उसको, तुमको जमीन पृथ्वी पे ही लिटाऊंगा। इट सीक्स, नो नो नो, इट इज बैक पेन आएगा, लेट बैक पेन आने दो, फ्रंट पेन आने दो, कुछ भी, आई लाई ऑन द ग्राउंड। It needs all the U-foam beds and all, and you get identified. We all do that only, and we justify it. That is a very difficult thing to confront our binding ego, especially when we are luxurious or when you are in good mood also. That also is ahankar. That we'll never recognize. This I'll tell you after 5 years. Abhinay. The ego of satisfied in doing the sadhana in a meager form. Regular class में आ रहा हूँ ना स्वामी, that also is ego. That pulls you to the ego level. Coming to the class also is the ego. Regularly, like me, doing a class also is ego. The self is beyond all that. Anyway, तीव्र तपस्या, इसमें अहंकार का त्याग होना है। इसमें हमारे मन के जो क्रेविंग्स है उसका त्याग, इंद्रियों का है क्रेविंग, देह नीड्स वांट्स दिस एंड त्याग। तीव्र तपस्या, Bhagavan says, Dagdha karmasaya. Then, here, if I don't tell this thing, the topic may not be complete. Ki deeply rooted are the ashayas or the samskarasanas, which are, we attend to, prompting the mind to take the shape of the desires, etc. for the world. Otherwise, world is innocent. In the world, everywhere Lord alone is there. Left to itself, the intellect should recognize that Lord. But why the intellect is not coming into the picture? Because the mind is dominating. Where from the mind getting Shakti? From the Ashaya, the Vasanas. With that Shakti, what mind is doing? Doing all the Kalpanas only of the Bhogata of the world. That's how they are helpless. Like even now while sitting in class, what cereal we should do after class over, what food should we make and eat it, whom we have to call. No, this is all asanas in the asanamaya kosha, prompting the mind to have these thoughts. Then you can't listen the class. This we have to recognize. I am victim of my own vasanas. I have to come out of them through tapasya. Very essential. And one very serious thing I have to share. If not, the subject is not complete. You may not like it. That being amidst the things and beings, we can't do tapasya. Go away and do tapasya, and having achieved the state of tapasya, come into the world once in a while to test whether you have really done tapasya or not, and go back. Very tough it is because you are continuously in contact with senses, the entire things, inevitably. This is a chance only for us to do tapasya here. These are the things which may not like, but that's a fact we have to share. Otherwise, why all those jignasus or bhaktas leave everything and go to the ashrama or jungle and all? They are only there. Other tapasya you may not go anywhere, but lock down yourself inside, not available. Minimum. In your own requirement, go out inside, but allow not the world to enter inside. But which is not in our control completely. In the society, city, town, when you are there, you are called, कोई को दरवाजा मारेगा ही. I'm just telling, तीव्र तपस्या. We are afraid, in fact, of giving up all these comforts, especially those stay cities. बोलो उनको थोड़ा विलेज में जाकर रहो कुछ दिन, शौक के लिए जाएंगे, बट आफ्टर दैट गर्म पानी नहीं है, इन्वर्टर नहीं है, मच्छर काट रहे हैं, लगातार पानी नहीं मिलता, होटल से मंगा नहीं सकते कुछ खाना, सेलफोन काम नहीं कर रहा, सब छोड़कर दे कम टू टॉप. Is it not? Like in all our camps, when we take people to Uttarakansh and all, 7 days they enjoy it. Super. And they say also 6th day when we do convocational, oh, it's so good, I want to stay here permanently. चलो अपना नंबर दो, अपने बेटे को फोन करके कहता हूँ माता रानी इधर ही रहना. नहीं स्वामी जी, ऐसा कहा. I like this. मद भक्ता तीव्र तपसा दग्ध कर्मा से अमलहा. हो गया. Then this is how the Brahmacharya ashram fully done. Then even after that also, atha anantaram avekshan. Yatha jignasita agamaha. Anantaram avekshan is keeping in mind what is the next course, future in the mind. Yatha jignasita agamaha. The one who has fully fulfilled his jignasa of studying the Shastras. What he should do? Gurave dakshinam dattva. Is it not? Gurave dakshinam dattva. Proper dakshina to the Guru. Both ways. What Guru needs or wants, if he tells you give, or you yourself give what you can afford. All the time, first is better one. Like Bhagavan Krishna asked, what dakshina I can give. He said, you studied with me, that alone is enough for me. Go and ask the Guru Mata. She asked, my son is now that Panchajana action taken away. Can you bring it because you have done such leelas many times? He goes and bring that Guru Putra Anayanam. A huge chapter is there in 10th Skandha Visa. Bhagavan Krishna gave that dakshina when he was disciple to his Guru. So Gurave Dakshinam Dattva. The real dakshina to the Guru is that knowledge which is sought, practice it and help in the propagation of that knowledge. As I was saying 2 months back, if you remember, every one of you must be sponsoring some student or something where this Adhyatmika Vedanta Prachara is going on regular basis. Any courses anywhere happen, sponsor. I am sponsoring one student for 1 year or 2 years. That is the best spent money, in my understanding. Or anywhere such, that will come again also, future shloka mein. Wherever this Veda Adhyanam Adhyapanam is going on, give some things for them so that their work happens smoothly. Is it not? An ashrama is there, a temple is there. Sponsor the oil for 1 year in the temple so they will not beg anywhere. Naivedyam you can sponsor there. Is it not? Nitya Pushparchana you can do it. Whatever your money you can afford it. This is well spent, then our own bhoga or leaving it to someone, we will misuse only that. Remember, you and I after studying Shastra, there can be no better conceiver than as in using our resources, especially wealth. And others whom you leave the wealth behind, you leave some, but not everything. Big chunk of it spend in all these spiritual activities. I'm talking it from Gurave Dakshinam Dattva. With all our, if all of us that way come together and make an organization which really helps the Sanatana Dharma's growth, in a decade's time, we can make the entire India again fully strongly believing in, accepting in Sanatana Dharma. We can make it. The entire Brahmana Agraharam you can adopt and tell them to every family, you are 100 families, I am giving you every month 10,000 to you. 1 lakh rupees. For 10 years, I will do that. You do all the Yajna Yaga Upasana in the interest of the whole world. I'm giving some of the ideas. A family you can. There are very many people who cannot do other vritti. They love the Brahmana vritti, but they are not able to live their life comfortably. In this today's context, the most miserable than any other professions are the Brahmanas. Those जिनका थोड़ा ग्रहाचार अच्छी बात अच्छा है, they may become famous and all they get, but they are only 1%. The 98% are suffering only. And if they give up all that also and enter into the other vrittis, they will be very intelligent. Others will have to lose, and Brahmanatva goes away. Sarvanashna. I was observing when all the names of the pilots was mentioned on one of those days, Republic Day से पहले भी एक बार हुआ ना, all Sharmas, Varmas, Shastris in the top position. Squadron leader Sharma is the pilot of this one. वही लोग होते हैं टॉप में. So यहाँ उनको कोई देखभाल नहीं कर रहे थे, उसमें गए, but wherever they go, they excel. Mean. Then anybody, whether the Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Shudra, whoever are in need. And my thing is, for minimum livelihood and education, we have to sponsor, not for lavish spending. That way also don't misuse your money. Let everything be accounted. In general, I am speaking here, particularly Gurave Dakshinam Dattva. Then Snayat Guru Anumoditaha. Taking the permission, blessings from Guru, go through that Snataka Utsava, that convocation. That now I am tested, and these are things I was to study. I spent 20 years, I studied thoroughly. Now, next thing is be practical in that and continue your life. That's how Guru will bless. Snataka Utsava. In the convocation, you can see the doctors given that certificates, the lawyers with the certificate, even graduates, postgraduates, convocation, Snatakotsava. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, which is our next Upanishad, Mandukya, we will see in that convocation ceremony, the Sadachara, the Guru tells, the huge paragraph is there. Acharyo ante vasina manushaste satyam vada dharmam chara. All these it talks to the brahmachari at the end of the course. That's called Shishya Anushasana. Vedamanuchyacharyoante vasinamanushaste satyam vada dharmam chara swadhyayanma pramadaha आचार्याय प्रियं धर्माहुर्त्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव. These are the convocations in every school and college. After they leave that school, college, 10th or graduation, they must be taught all these values. It's a huge thing. We'll study in the Upanishad. It's so pakka perfect. It should become the main Geetam in every school, college towards the end. Anyway, we are saying here, Guru Anumoditaha Snayat. Snayat means the theoretical classes are over. But the knowledge essence should always be kept intact, sustained, and keep on practicing them. And once in a while, you come stay in Gurukula for the refreshing courses they conduct, In all the department, the refreshing courses are there. Or any new data comes, new knowledge comes, they are invited and they are trained in that also. Okay? After that, what he should do? Gruham vanam va upavishetu. He can take up Grahasthashrama. Vanam va upavishetu, straight away he can become Vanaprasthi. Or Pravrajedva, he can be the Parivrajaka, the sannyasi. Dijottamaha, the Brahmana can have all these three options. Or Ashrama Gachet. Enter into direct from Brahmacharya, Grahastha, or Brahmacharya to Vanaprastha, or Vanaprastha sannyasi, or from Brahmacharya to Grahastha to Vanaprastha and sannyasi. Then, na anyatha matparaha charetu. Nanyata matpara charet means don't be at any time in an independent way other than any of these four. In that also, don't go back from the higher to the lower. Once you have gone for वानप्रस्थ, वो बिल्ली सबको वाना जंगल में जानवर को देखकर डर कर फिर से गृहस्थ में नहीं आना. So once you take up sannyasa, never come back to the other ashramas. Go higher only. मरना है तो मरेंगे, उसमें क्या है. Once you have taken up the higher, no coming back. So in this way, अन्यथा मत्परः चरेतु. This is how here the Brahmacharya ashrama related dharmas are over. Now we just gave the literal meaning, little explanation, but somebody can take this as thesis and thoroughly study for more and more clarity and understanding. First of all, this is in Sanskrit. Second, for every word there are very many meanings deeper also. Whether the speaker knows all of them or not, no guarantee. With whatever little information he has got, he has given. But at least this much, okay, there are rules to be followed to be as a brahmachari, and they are given our shastra. They need to be thoroughly studied. And among them, essence we catch, and whatever practical, applicable, required in these periods of time, we practice it. Help yourself. Mainly that is Vidyarthi Dasha, and Vidya you have to do Sauparjana from the Guru, and you have, that's a more prone that age for all temptations, everything, because of the freshness of Deha Indriya Mana. तो इन सबको नियंत्रण करते हुए गुरु ने जो कहा वो ज्ञान को पाते रहना. After that, now comes the Grihastha Ashrama. In this chapter, the next topic is Grihastha Ashrama Dharma. The next chapter will see Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. So, how it is Grihastha? Now, Gruharthi, the one who wants to enter into Grihastha Ashrama, Sadrushim Bharyam Udvahetu, Ajugupsitam. So, Sadrushi Bharya, properly, absolutely suitable to you, that girl or a woman we should get married to. Sadrushim Bharya, Sadrush. They're all beautiful rules, regulations, everything. The suitable match. Udvaheta, then Ajugupsitam. Ajugupsitam means go through proper Kundali and family and matching and all, get married. What do you mean by Ajugupsita? If it is Ajugupsita, then who will marry her? You don't worry about all. You take care of yourself. Leave everything. Lord will take care of everyone. Don't be a social reformer. The Bharya for Bharta and Bharya are the giver of Swarga if the match fixing happens properly. If that is not done, you don't need to go for any Naraka. It is self-sufficient. Now, this subject, I should listen and you should tell me more. इस विषय में तो मेरा थियरी है, बाकी सब में देयर में भी एक्सपीरियंस, बट इसमें ओनली थियरी. यू आर मोर प्रैक्टिकल देन मी इन दैट. If the Sadrushi Bharya is not there, in that Sadrushatva, all of them are there. And then your Gotra Sambandha, Jataka Sambandha, Vayas Sambandha, Dhanadi Vishya Sambandha, all that jitna hai, correct match karke. Not like today's world. 20 years back, every parent used to be afraid of the children getting or falling in love with someone. So much गड़बड़. अब उल्टा हो गया. नालायक को, I am not able to find a girl, तू ही किसी को ढूंढ के ले आना, मैं कर देता हूँ शादी. सत्यानाश सबका. And he gets someone and both of them separate. These parents stay somewhere, and when they get children, they go as watchmen. And they justify. अब उसका end नहीं है. मैं मजाक से कह रहा हूँ. What is serious aspect in that? What is lightly taken aspect in that? You are mature to know. So, Gruharthi Sadrushi Bharya Udvahen Ajugupsita. Ajugupsita means the one who will not create problem to you. That is by chance only, but then some of this Jataka Chakra will help. 100% never matches. Is it not? And both will have some. Then the Jataka Kundali of The boy girl is matched by the perfectly thorough Jyotishya. Seeing that combination is perfectly matching. That they have their own calculation. मैंने पता हमको. So if she is very shouting type, he will be humble type. So he goes on there. He is so shouting type, she is humble type. So match he goes up. If both are quiet, then nobody will talk. If both are shouting out, our neighbors will listen. So that is not Sadrushi. Then comes next one. Yavi yasim tu vayasa. She should be yavi yasim tu vayasam, always young. The wife should be young. That's all. Yeah, likha hai. Then savarnama. Always it's savarna. If not, anukrama. In this anukramata, the women is given importance. Brahmana, if he is not getting a suitable girl to marry in Brahmana, he can marry a Kshatriya girl. But a Brahmana girl should not marry Kshatriya or anybody. She should only go. Because from her only the Brahmanatva continues. And Brahmana is the genius by intelligence and all. That is why in all this love, jihad and all, these useless fellows are behind our Brahman girls only. I myself know at least 7 to 8 girls who are trapped. दिल धड़कता है and I feel so dukhi. And these useless girls also, parents don't train them, they send everywhere and all on the name of education, etc. without proper discipline or control. सर्वनाश. कुछ चीजों को देखते ही रहे, क्या कर सकते. अनुक्रमात्. This is all kept in mind what? The future generations who will be born as children and all that. Then some of these things can be answered. Many need not be answered. What our Shastra says, follow, you get the benefit. You know, such sensitive topics continuously cannot be debated on TV and all. क्या पता है जो डिस्कस करने वाले कहाँ शास्त्र पढ़ा, कहाँ विचारणा की. 2-4 बातों को पकड़ने से बात नहीं बनता. Never enter into all that argument. हो गया. Now, इज्या अध्ययन दानानि सर्वेषां च द्विजन्मनाम्. For all the 4 Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Gruhasthas, Ijya, doing Yajna, Adhyayana, studying the Shastras, Danani, giving the Danam is common. Gruhasthon ki baat ho rahi hai. All Gruhasthas of all Varna, Gruhasthas of all Varna should do Ijya, Adhyayana, Dana. All Varna means Brahmana, Kshatriya. Dvija means all these 3. These 3 they can do, Ijya, Adhyayana, Dana. But Pratigraha, Udhyapan, Graha, Adhyapanam cha. Pratigraha means taking the Danam, Adhyapana means teaching the Vedas, etc. Brahmanasya eva and also Yajana. Yajna karana, Vedantu ko Vedon ko padana, Dan lena. These are allowed only for the Brahmana Grahastha, not Kshatriya Vaishya Grahastha. So, Kshatriya and Vaishya Grahasthas should not do the Yajna Yaga as Purohita. It is written here. Should not do the Veda Adhyapanam and should not take the Dana. They should work and on. Spashta Pratigraha Udhyapanam and Yajanam Brahmanasya eva. But nowadays Brahmanas are not doing, therefore others are doing. विचित्र. अब क्या करें, वर्ण संकर अब समझ में आ रहा है ना. And to stand strongly and talk against, we should have a lot of strength, logic, supports and all. अब कुछ कहने को कहाँ शक्तियां हैं, कहाँ समय है. देखते रहो तमाशा. What is said in Bhagavatam, we are telling. This Brahmana Grahastha Pratigraham Manyamana Tapa Tejo Yesho Anudam. Yeshodam. If Brahmana really knows it, it's a fact and is afraid of it. What is that? If you take Pratigraha or Danam, Tapaha Tejaha Yesho, all Tapashakti, all Tejas, all the name and fame goes away when you take Dana. Therefore, if that Brahmana Grahastha doesn't want to take Dana, then Anyabhyam eva Jiveta. He should live by the other 2 earlier things. The 2. What are the 2? Doing Yajnayaga and doing Adhyapana. 3 are told for Brahmana Grahastha. Take Danam, teach the Vedas, Sanskrita, all that, and also make them do Yajna and all. The first one should be careful. If you take it, your tapas and goes away. Tapaha, tejaha, yasha goes away. If you just to take dana, just like that. It is true. And if you don't want to do it, then don't depend on dhanam. Depend on your own hard work. Your hard work comes paurohityam. What is the meaning of yajana? Means paurohityam. And the other one is what? Teaching the Vedas and Vedanta. Shastra. शास्त्र का अध्यापन करते हुए पौरोहित्यम करते हुए ब्राह्मण गृहस्थ जीना है. दान उनको अच्छा नहीं लगता है, तो क्योंकि जिससे सारा तपह तेज यश का वो चला जाता है. Another option is given to a Brahmana Grahastha, Shilairva. Shila means Shiloncha Vritti, it is called. Means he goes to market yards, he goes to all the fields, wherever वो सारा बिजनेस जो नीचे गिरे रहते हैं ना, सब्जियां का हो, all these दाना, गेहूं, चावल, which doesn't belong to anyone. Therefore, it is not a dana taking, it is not stealing for anyone, from anyone. That can be collected. He can use that. The Shiloncha Vritti is allowed for Grahastha and Vanaprastha Brahmana. Shiloncha Vritti. And people also sometimes leave it for somebody to take it. Shiloncha Vritti. The people do that. Living in that minimum. Very difficult, painful to digest, but just 10-20 years only, we are all becoming luxurious in buying and enjoying life. But उससे पहले ऐसे ही होता था. Didn't we in our childhood? तो हम रेशन शॉप में मिलने वाले 10 किलो चावल लेके 2 घंटे लगाते थे उसमें सारे पत्थर निकालने. We have done all that. कभी कभी तो 10% पत्थर ही होते थे. कभी तो जल्दीबाजी में नहीं किया तो every third, fourth morsel you'll have a stone. My mother used to always say, तेरे को आते सारे पत्थर, I think तुम्हारे मुंह में ही है. She used to tell me. Nowadays, all polished rice, very packed rice of highest. बदल गया दुनिया. Okay. Then that 42nd sloka, I feel for the Brahmanas, the topmost sloka in all the literature. For the Brahmanas, we are mentioning. He says, Brahmanasya hi deho ayam kshudra kamaya na ishyate. The Brahmana deha, or that means Janma, is not for the kshudra kama. Then, Kruchraya tapase chaiha pretya ananta sukhaya cha. This deha of Brahmana is for doing tremendous tapasya so that he gets ananta sukha Paramatma yonder, beyond. Now, this one thought you do it as homework chintana. Every deha, as a human deha itself is for a great tapasya. And among them, if he is born as Brahmana, because it is mentioned by Krishna himself, he is a Kshatriya by birth, but he himself is speaking, not for this alpa bhoga of the world. Brahmana deha is only for tapasya. Means, after how many lives, Manushya deha comes, in that also Brahmana janma. Whoever got. Others, they are growing and they will get that opportunity. And you and I are now, they have whatever you are born. We can consider all of us are studying Shastras. This is our opportunity. We should not waste it. Like that, some beautiful shlokas we will see tomorrow. This chapter will be done. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Sadgurnath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you. Come back for Hindi Valmiki Ramayana. Which